There are so many reasons for you not to create something and put it out there. Whether you're a photographer, graphic designer, musician, we have all these excuses not to do something, but in reality, it's never been easier to market ourselves and put content out into the world. So if you don't want to create something, you never want to put something out there, that's fine. Don't watch this video, it's not for you. But I see it all the time where people want to create something and then they just have excuses. And so today, I've compiled a list of what I think the top excuses are. And funnily enough, I struggle with most of them myself. The difference is I do it anyway. The first and probably the most significant reason why people don't create is their fear of what other people will think of them. I definitely struggle with this depending on what topics I'm talking about. I feel that fear and that insecurity of what other people think. Well, in reality, most people won't see the content. And you can blame the algorithm, you can blame anyone, but like it doesn't matter. The point is not to blame people or the algorithm. I think it's an invaluable exercise to just put the content out anyway, and you're gonna grow from it. You're gonna learn what works, what doesn't. You're gonna learn how to handle controversy if it does come your way. And you're gonna grow as a person by just getting over that fear of what other people think of you. And it may just blow up and you never know what's gonna happen. It may really work in your favor. And I really do believe if you just get over the fear of what other people will think of you, you're gonna grow as a person, as a creator, as a professional in whatever industry you're in. You might get a following and it may totally change your business and change your life. You don't know until you try. So I really encourage you to get over that fear of what people think of you and start putting out your first bits of content, your first music, your first videos, your first photos, your website. Just put it out and don't worry about what people will think of you. I'm even struggling with making this video right now because of what people will think of me, because on YouTube, I only have 190 subscribers and I typically talk about headshots as that's my main career. So what are people gonna think? Am I a hypocrite? Or do I know what I'm talking about? My goal isn't for people to like me. My goal isn't to be accepted by the world. Maybe I find new business connections or a great online community by doing this. My goal isn't that virality video, and my goal isn't to be liked by somebody. And I really do think if you're creating good art, you're going to attract haters. And I think that's a good thing. So get over that fear of other people not liking you and just put it out anyway. The second big reason why I think people don't create and put stuff out there is paralysis by analysis. And what that means is you overthink it and what will the algorithm think, and what camera gear should I use, and what should the script be, and I'm not perfect at this, and you just come up with all these things that are roadblocks to stopping you. And I think it's super common. This one I probably don't struggle with as much. I just put things out and sometimes deal with the consequences later, and have, I think, learned to not worry about paralysis by analysis through coming up in skateboarding and falling over and over and over again and getting injured and getting back up and doing it again. And why didn't this work? Okay, I'll try this. Why didn't that work? Okay, I'll try this. I learned by doing. So this is probably on the list, maybe the thing I struggle with least, but I see a lot of people struggling with it. The best thing to do is just do your thing lots and do it more, and then do it more, and build up that 10,000 hours of doing something. By doing it a lot, you're going to get better. You're going to get better at creating professional images or music, and you're going to get better at your workflow and your systems. You're going to get better at handling online haters and trolls, and you're going to get better at posting regularly. I think you just got to do it. I myself don't like memorize a script or anything. I'm sitting down here and I'm riffing with the camera. I'm just talking off the top of my head, and I'm pausing a lot, and I'm gonna cut out all the ums and the spaces, and that's how I like to work. If you like working with a script and being a little more prepared than I am, then do that, but then actually do it. Don't overthink if the script is perfect. It has the right hook, all these things that you could think about. Stop thinking and just do it. Imposter syndrome is the third reason why I think people don't create and don't put stuff out there, and it's really holding you back. And I'm super guilty of this. There's videos and content I've been wanting to create, but I know that I'm not perfect in that area. And so it feels wrong or like I'm an imposter if I put something out there. Here's a real world example. I have been wanting to create a video about being a father and having kids and the patience and love that it takes to raise children. But last week, I kind of lost my temper. I got overstimulated and I kind of like raised my voice a little bit with the kids. And I was like, we gotta go, we gotta leave right now, because I was totally overstimulated. So for me, it feels super weird making a video about love and patience when I'm not perfect in there. I feel like an imposter. I feel fake. I feel like a hypocrite if I put a video out like that. But in reality, nobody's perfect. And the only way we're gonna get better, we're never gonna reach perfection. The only way we're gonna get better is by doing it more. By practicing, for me, patience and love more, I'm gonna get better at it. So whenever you're feeling like an imposter, just know that you're trying and you're getting better. And also know that other people feel the same way. I did a video a couple years ago about imposter syndrome. I'll put the link to the YouTube link below. I think it was a really great video, but like everyone I talked to felt like an imposter in their career. People feel like they don't know what they're doing, but you just take one step forward at a time and you learn and you fail and you learn from those failings. And the faster you fail, the faster you can fix the things that you failed at. And the faster you fix things, the faster you can succeed. So fail fast, fix fast, and it will get you to where you're going faster. But the more you just put off creating content or doing whatever you're doing, the longer it's going to take. So just do it. It's okay to feel like an imposter. Other people feel that way too. I feel that way. So just know, I give you permission. It's okay to keep going, keep doing it. The fourth reason why I think people don't create content is fear of failure. Maybe you have this idea that you need to like create the perfect viral video and you've watched all the Mr. Beast videos and you want to get millions of views because it's going to change your life. Well, it might not change your life if you get a million views, and you probably won't go viral. Failure is guaranteed, so embrace it. Again, I came from the skateboard world and skateboarders fail all the time. You may go skateboarding for a couple hours at a skateboard park or whatever, and you might land 10% of the tricks that you're trying. Maybe. You might fall and get hurt, but you learn from that failure, and the faster you fail, the faster you can fix it, and the faster you can get to success. So embrace that failure because it's going to happen. And I think the biggest failure is not trying. It doesn't even have to be about content creation. It could be about parenthood, or it could be about jumping into a new role at work that's actually above your pay grade and is going to push you as a human. Or maybe you want to run or a marathon or do a triathlon, but like, what if I fail? And you probably will fail. If we look at the marathon example, Casey Neistat was infamous in trying to break, I think it was like the 3-hour mark on the New York Marathon, and he was always like 2 minutes over, 3 minutes over, and he failed for years, but finally broke that 3-hour mark. So I promise you, you're gonna fail, just embrace it, you won't die. Perfectionism disguised as high standards is another reason why people don't succeed and don't create content. You don't want to do something until it's perfect, and I get it, especially as a professional photographer and filmmaker. What I put out there, I want it to be perfect. Famously, Mark Zuckerberg put out Facebook before it was ready, and now it's Facebook. But if he waited for Facebook to be perfect, well, guess what? It's been 20 years and it's still not perfect. It's far from perfect. They're always improving and getting better. If you wait for something to be perfect, it's never gonna happen. So don't wait, put it out there, get that feedback. Feedback is so important, and you can take that constructive criticism and that potential failure to get even better for next time. So you're not perfect, embrace it. Actually, one of my favorite stories about perfectionism is my very first day in film school. I remember it so vividly. We were sitting in this theater. Mackenzie Gray was the professor at the front of the theater, and he was getting some icebreakers going and kicking off the very first day of film school. And I was looking down at the person in front of me, who later I became really good friends with, Mike Vidler. He was drawing with a pen, and he was drawing a hand. And I remember thinking, it's so crazy that he's drawing with a pen. I would always draw with a pencil very lightly, before the pen because I'd want my drawing to be perfect. And I asked him about it, and he said the beauty is in the imperfections. And that really was so profound and totally changed the way I saw things. And so you're gonna learn if something's not perfect because you're gonna get feedback, but 2, the beauty is in the imperfections. So embrace the imperfections. Put it out there. Just put it out there. Waiting for the right time. Now this reminds me of maybe you want to ask out somebody you have a crush on, or you want to time the stock market. But you don't know the future, and you don't know what other people are thinking, and you don't know what's going to happen even in an hour. So there is no right time. Just do it. Maybe you'll be ahead of the curve. Maybe you'll kick off a new trend and that's gonna be the thing that set off your career. I don't know. There is no right time. If you have it in your heart and your brain, now's the right time. So just do it now. And don't let paralysis by analysis kind of get in your way. Because if you're thinking it, other people are thinking it as well. And the best time to do it is right now. Comparison to others. One of my favorite quotes, and I don't know who first said this, I feel everyone says it, but comparison is a cancer. It's super toxic and it's not good for your self-esteem. It's not good for creating art and putting yourself out there. It's holding you back. And I struggle with this too as a photographer and somebody who likes to make YouTube videos. I look at people and oh, there's already a Peter McKinnon. There's already other headshot photographers who are better than me, and this person has a better website, and this person has more connections, and this person has more subscribers. But if I let that stop me, I would never do anything because there's always somebody better. And I really believe there's space for you on this platform or that platform. There's enough clients for you. There's enough clients for the next person. And I think also within comparison, I think the goals are probably misaligned. For me, creating a YouTube video isn't about being popular or successful. It's actually about improving my skills as a speaker, improving my improvisation skills. I don't do this scripted. I want to kind of riff off the top of my head to get better at this, and probably being more prepared in creating a script would actually be helpful for me, but I didn't do that. Somebody out there, many people out there have created better YouTube videos than I have, better videos than this, but I'm not doing it for them. I'm doing it for me. And I hope other people find value in it. But at the end of the day, I want to get better at my systems of creating content. I want to get better at speaking on camera. I want to create better visuals. And unless I practice and do it anyway, not worry about other people and that comparison, it would never happen. So I'm doing this for me, and I think that's my goals. And I think comparison is toxic and stopping you from being the best you. So just stop comparing yourself, get out there and do your thing. A lack of clarity or too many ideas is my thing. It definitely stops me from creating content and updating my website and being the best version of myself. I either have a lack of clarity of who's my ideal client, what's my audience. So that's kind of a little bit of paralysis by analysis, but then I also have too many ideas. I want to do skateboard videos. I want to do fatherhood videos. I want to do photography videos. I want to travel for work. I want to and then you just end up doing nothing. So what I like to do is a few things. Make a list, and when you have that list of content ideas, go through them and figure out one of two things. Which is the most important to do right now? Or what brings you the most joy? And then do that first. And then go to the next one. What's most important or what brings you most joy? And then just do it. Don't overthink it. I do this all the time for even to-do lists that have nothing to do with content creation. I have my emails, I have to pay bills, I have a doctor's appointment, and it all stresses me out. I make the list and I'm like, what's most important? What has to get done? Or what brings me joy? Right now, creating this YouTube video is what brings me joy. It is not the most important. I have more important things to do than this, but I want to, and that's what I want to do. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm doing it. And here we are. So stop overthinking, make that list, find out what's most important or what brings you most joy, and do it. Just start scratching things off that list. Assuming something has been done already is definitely something that holds me back all the time, especially in the photography world. I think of a YouTube video or an article or an Instagram reel, and I'm like, oh, that's already been done. Like, this headshot photographer already created that video, or Peter McKinnon did it first, Casey Neistat did it first. But that's the thing, it's all been done before. I think Shakespeare said something like that. And I think that's evidence of, again, the goals being misaligned. Like, what's your goal? My goal is to get better at what I do, to be more efficient, to be a better speaker for future gigs. I don't know, maybe I'll speak on stage one day, but unless I'm talking regularly in front of the camera or to an audience, I'm not gonna get better. So I shouldn't shit on myself, but what's the thing again? I shouldn't worry about if it's already been done, because it has. Secondly, with the algorithm and how many people are on social media, people aren't gonna see it anyway. So it's been done already, but put it out there anyway. Maybe people will click with your personality or your humor. One big thing for me is like tutorials. I would love to teach photography and teach Photoshop and teach new technologies like AI, but I'm like, oh, it's already been done before. And this person is funnier than I am. A big one for me is I really love Phlearn, P-H-L-E-A-R-N. Yeah, Phlearn. I'll put the link below, but like Aaron Nace was the host of this YouTube channel, and I really liked his humor. And why would I try to teach a Photoshop tutorial? Because he's already done it. But the thing is, Aaron Nace is Aaron Nace and I'm me. Maybe other people would jive with me more, and I'm not as witty as him and funny, and he feels light as a feather, and I'm not that person. So there's a little bit of like comparison in there as well, which is super interesting as I verbally process this on camera. Long story short is it has already been done. So just do what you want to do and don't worry if it's already been done. Just do it. Undervaluing your story is another huge reason why people don't create. You feel like your life isn't cool enough, or you haven't experienced enough. Well, guess what? There's millions of people out there who feel the same way as you. And that relatability could actually be your secret weapon. And story is the most important thing to any piece of content. Music, articles, videos, photos. What is the story? It's not the camera gear, it's not the lights. Sure, you can improve on those, but story is the best thing. And maybe your story is a lack of motivation and all you want to do is sit on the couch and eat chips, but you want to change your life. Well, guess what? I struggle with that. Millions and millions and millions of other people struggle with that. And you could turn that really cool story into a big success. Or maybe you're a professional athlete and you tear your ACL and you think your career is over, but you know what? That is an amazing story, because you could film the rehab and talk about the emotions you're going through and your fear that your career may never be the same and your body may never be the same. Well, guess what? There's a lot of people out there who would relate to that and love to hear that story and follow you on that journey. So you have a story, everyone has a story, put it out there. And if no one sees it, you can show your grandkids or something. But I think there's a lot of value in your story, even if you don't think you have a good story. You just have to find your story and tell it. External pressures can be a very difficult hurdle to get over when creating content or going after a career you want. One aspect may be family. Now, I was super blessed to have a family, mom and dad, who really allowed me to do whatever I wanted. For me, it was skateboarding. I wanted to go skateboarding. We had skateboards. We built skateboard ramps. My mom took me to the skateboard park. Skateboarding. We did it all the time. There was a point when I was like a little older where my dad was like, okay, when are you gonna get over the skateboarding thing? It's like, guess what, Dad? I'm never gonna get over this skateboard thing. And he didn't understand that, but that's okay. I think a more common thing is other cultures have a lot of family external pressure to be a doctor or an accountant and a lawyer, whatever your story may be. That's not my story, so I can't really touch on that, but it's a very real thing. Another external pressure that I actually do struggle with is right now bills. Since 2020, the economic and political climate has never been the same, and it's been difficult. We also had 2 kids back to back, and we live in a very expensive city, and there's a myriad of excuses not to do something, not to create something. But if you have the passion and you have the will to do it, you will find a way. I really feel everyone has a smartphone. Do it on that. You don't even need a microphone. There's free AI audio enhancers now that really help the audio, and the video is so great on all these phones. And I didn't start with this cinema camera that I'm using and these fancy lights. I didn't start with that, but I have it, so I'm going to use it. But there's nothing stopping you right now from taking a walk, which is free, whipping out your phone and going on Instagram Live or Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and telling your story or talking about your profession and the knowledge that you do have. And then when it's live, you just publish it. There's no editing even needed. So external pressures are definitely a hurdle, but I believe you can get over them. I need to get over them every single time I create a video, or every time I do what I want to do. Or maybe your job is an external pressure. Sometimes, I don't have it right now, but sometimes I have dyed neon hair and my fingernails are painted, and that feels authentic to me because it's fun, and because my daughter likes to paint my nails, and because I believe life is short and you should be able to dye your hair. Who cares? But I have corporate clients and I want to make a good impression. So it's a balancing act of like, I have this external pressure to fit in a box when I may not fit in a box. And I do know life is short. I do know doing something that makes you happy is important. So if you have some external pressures like family or bills or a job that's holding you back, instead of thinking, I can't do this because of that, start trying to think, how can I do this in spite of that? And find a workaround, find something that works. Because now is the time to do that thing that you've always wanted to do, whether it's traveling, creating a YouTube channel, doing a job that your family doesn't approve of. Just do it. That is my list of 11 things that might be holding you back from doing your thing. Did I miss anything? Tell me in the comments why you're not doing the thing you want to do. Tell me, give me those excuses, put them in the comments. I want to hear why you're not doing the thing you want to do. Did I miss anything? Did I hit the nail on the head? Let me know your thoughts. If you don't tell me your thoughts, I don't know what you're thinking. I'm stoked I made this video today. It lifted my mood and I hope it lifted yours.